Peace. Back. Good to be back. Uh, See who tap in. Boy, oh boy. This video is for Lil Rob. Young brother who yeah, yeah, young brother cut into me. And let's see who taps in. Let's see who taps in. Hopefully, how to deal with this. How do we address these situations, man? Black men, how do we address these things? So many things are an affront to your masculinity. How do you deal with these things? How do you deal with disappointment? How do you deal with setback? How do you deal with these things? Yeah, life is full of setbacks, and what do you do? Let's see who taps in. It's 5 o'clock, almost Eastern time. Give it about maybe 10 minutes to see who, if anyone, comes on in. What to do when your manhood is being insulted. Peace. They go, hey, Miss Tool, how you doing? Hi. What's up, pretty thing? How's your day? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I was work. With you on the clock, knowing you? Did you go in today? Are you relaxing? Good. I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I had to speak about something, Miss Toombs. I had a guy, a little homie. I was I was eating some fried okra yesterday. I don't know if you like fried okra. I'm sitting there, and I was at churches. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there, and the guy says, well, he didn't say nothing to me initially. He kept looking at me. And I'm looking at him, looking at me. He said, man, I know you look familiar. I said, I'm not popular or anything. I've been on, Kendra. Oh, I know who do. Say, man, he said, man, I wish I had your confidence. I said, well, what's going on? Yeah, I didn't want him to come too close because I got Gizmo. And he's like, man, I'm just, my girl just disrespects me all the time, and she calls me a fag. I say, man, young guy too, about maybe 20, 21. I said, I'll make a video for you. So shout out to the little homie. I don't want to say his name, but we're gonna see if we can help you today. Shout out to Loretta. Let's see. I went to the barber earlier and got my nails. The barber. What barber you go to? You get your hair up? Do you get a shape or anything? And your nails. What do they look like? I like a woman keep her nails done. I like that. I like that. Shout out to that. I love fried okra. I haven't had it. Right, yeah, Loretta. I know you know what I'm saying. You were telling me about that weight issue. Congratulations on that. Hopefully I gave him my subscription, and hopefully this young man I can help him. What I will say is his problem is not unique. Shout out to Red. My hair is short like that. Is it? Is it like this? Okay. How do you get it cut? Do you get it faded, or you know what I'm saying? Do you get it I need one for real, but I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna let this thing do what it do for a little while. I ain't really impressed about it. You know what I'm saying? El Cheapo was on my head talking about I need a haircut. I said, hey, you need to wash your wig. Shout out to you. Oh, you can. Right, I do too. Already, as a young black man, and masculinity, as you know, is my is definitely something that's very important to me. It's faded with design. Oh wow, I would like to see that. Did you post it? I'd like to see that. What kind of design you get? I'd like to see that. I definitely would like to see that. I definitely would like to see that. Well, I can help this young brother. I um I really because he was very very sad, and one of the things that I really wanted to tell the young brother is so many young black men are struggling with where they truly belong because the world is telling them they're being pulled in so many different directions, and you know you're still trying to find out and take your piece of the world. You're not quite sure where you belong and what you should be doing. I didn't post it. I have some minds. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Loretta. Hopefully I can get this young guy this sauce, and this will be able to shape him in a different direction. Because what I've noticed about a lot of women, Loretta, what they like to do is, I don't. I'm sure you have seen this when women dislike men. The first thing, or they're upset with him, the first thing they do is attack his masculinity. That is because that's as low as you can go, at least for us. You know what I'm saying? To question the man. So then you begin to call us all types of derogatory names in order to dehumanize us. And this happens a lot to a lot of women who either they cannot get someone, so it's someone else's fault, and so because they can't necessarily keep or get a man, it's all men are gay. The men are not. For example, I'm in Atlanta right now. How many times we come on Kendra and the men have in Atlanta have been called sassy, right? Now I will say this. Obviously, I'm not. I'm a transplant. I'm definitely not new here. So would there and so are a lot of people like me? Are they transplants? Yes. Would that mean there's more of a higher concentration of men who are into that particular lifestyle? I would probably say so. However, I've met an absurd amount of black men who are heterosexual and who would love to be in relationships with women. Now, do I know all of their ins and outs behind the doors? No, obviously, right? However, they present themselves as that, and they have mentioned that that is exactly what they would like to be involved in. However, they don't believe that their wife is in Atlanta, so that's particularly why a lot of these guys don't find themselves involved in something, and so in something serious. So, that being said, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that that I do believe that there are a multitude of eligible black men who would love to be involved with a woman, who has some sort of respect for herself. But a lot of these chicks, in terms of I mean I see it all the time, Loretta. They get outside and they'll twerk for no reason. Like it's like who does this? Like who literally just jump out the car for no reason, and you know what I mean, and just as if as if that's it's and I didn't I'll tell you, there used to be such thing, Loretta, as a time and a place for everything. You know what I mean? And I'm all for a good time. Lord knows, I don't mind seeing it. You know what I mean? But however, it's like when did we lose? When did we lose the ability to understand that there's a time and a place for a thing, and outside in public is not the place for you know you to be shaking your ass like you don't have any home training, right? Unacceptable. That being said, as I speak with this young man, I find out just how just how lost he truly is because he really doesn't know where to go. He likes the girl, and obviously the girl likes him more than her. So what I really want to speak to black men today is about how to deal with that, how to deal with women who believe that disrespecting you is the way to reach you, or to deal with women who truly don't respect you. Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to begin to value yourself, right? You have to begin to see yourself as more. And listen, some guys like being trashed on, right? There is a group of men who enjoy You know what I mean? And I've seen it. They're in love with anguish, Loretta. They like women to grind on them. They like women to dog walk them. They like women to treat them like trash. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes them, it gives them some sort of a rush or something. You know, I don't particularly claim to know a whole lot about the lifestyle. However, I do know that there's that. This young man seemed genuinely hurt. And I believe that he's just young. He doesn't really understand women enough to know that because he's allowed this woman to do this so much to him, she's not going to stop, right? She is comfortable disrespecting him. She's right where she should be. So therefore, why would she stop? Because it makes her feel good, right? In order to disrespect this young brother, you know, especially in front of people. She calls him bees and bitches, and you know what I mean. It it yeah, it get real. It get real sticky. I was coming out the train station, Loretta, and one girl was talking to her man. She said, "I listen," and I couldn't believe it. Well, I could believe it, but yet I couldn't believe it. She said, "Bitch, where you going?" That's and he looked back, and he looked at me, and I really just wanted to look. Because I didn't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want him to, you know. To use this moment to get tough with me, I got Gizmo and stuff like that. So I kind of looked away because like I didn't hear it, but the fact you let your like this how your woman talk to you, black man. This is how low your self esteem is that a woman can just talk any type of way to you. And a lot of you black men really are accepting these things, and you know you set such a poor example because we teach people how to treat us. Chat. Shout out to everybody. I want to say this again. We teach people how to treat us, and you know what I mean. And that's for both genders, right? And as I see as I see young black men being subjected to such disrespectful ways, I find myself hurting, you know what I mean, or longing to be able to correct, to give this information away because it's not mine, because somebody gave it to me, right? So it's not mine to keep. And when I see young black men hurting and they don't understand how to deal with women, and they don't understand that a woman who would talk to you that type of way, that relationship is over anyway. And because you don't respect yourself, she doesn't respect you either. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really the truth of the matter. She really wants you to lay some boundaries down. However, you never did it. So she continues to trample all over your walls. Appreciate the like. Thank you. She continues to trample all over your boundaries because you haven't said any, because you don't believe in yourself. You just happy to be there, right? So she's going to continue to push you. And then when things are finally at their most bitter end, because this relationship can never truly go anywhere, when it's at its truest end, now you hate all women. Now you're running to these podcasts to get information from these loser cornballs of who they've never had any success with women, and so it's easy for them to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, and you know their advice is basically become a passport, bro. That's all they have is for you to be a sucker. A sucker over here is a sucker over there. You can believe that. You think they can't spot a sucker when they see one? Like you still do you think, are y'all that dumb that you think a woman is that blind that that female nature won't allow her to see that you were unsuccessful with your own women in your own country, and so you don't think she's going to question that? You don't think that that ever comes about? Now, could you potentially fall for a quality woman? Sure, right? But however, truth be told, let me bag this up. You should be falling for any woman. You know what I'm saying? You should be falling. The only thing you should truly, truly be in love with is your purpose as a man, right? Men fall in love with their purpose. And if you're handling your business, opportunity shall find you. Shout out to Skyline, big hugs and loves from London, UK. Good eye, Mike. Oh no, I said good eye, mate. That's fucking Australia. What an idiot. I was trying to give you my London voice. I'm trying to do it to Idris Elba. Hello. Whatever. Shout out to Skyline. I appreciate you. I send a big hug and love back. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Don't y'all edit my my terrible London accent. I've been I went to Paris. I stopped through there for a layover when I was on the way to Czech Republic. Didn't get a chance to really to enjoy your city as much as I would have had liked to. Your country. Shout out to shout out to Skyline. Thank you very much. Let's see. Shout out to Ms. Toombs. I hate he has to endure that. Yes, indeed. However, what I will say this, Loretta, these things, pressure does two things. It bursts pipes or it makes diamonds. And as a man, these things are going to have to happen to you. As I mentioned previously, and I told you guys, I remember one time that I was absolutely played upon. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? This chick took me for a ride, right? Oh my goodness, did she take me for a ride? One of the best lessons I ever got, right? And I've had a couple of those, right? And I think those things are good for men. They're good for men to get to know, because let me back it up. It's only good for you if you get the lesson, right? It doesn't do a man any good to suffer if he does not get the lesson that needs to, that he doesn't get the information, that he doesn't extract the information from it, right? It would be like us. We went all through this time, Loretta. We went all our way to burst the coconut in order to get the milk in the inside the drink. However, we fumbled the milk that was inside. Well, yeah, you got to get to the milk, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? That's part of this thing, right? You don't just. It's not just about going through it or suffering through it or toiling. It's about getting what's important to get from it, right? And so if you don't get the information and use it properly, then if all you do is become bitter towards women, and you become a lot of women have been, they talk about men becoming the women, they talk about women becoming the men that they wanted. A lot of men have become women, right? They become very feminine. And so instead of taking the information and using it to galvanize themselves and using it as fuel, right? And using it as logs on the fire, they become effeminate and scared and jitterish, right? So now, you know what I mean? What woman can get behind that? What woman can support a man? And Loretta, you said this yourself. You would never submit to a man who couldn't protect you. You are 100% correct, right? Why? So you mean to tell me that you can feel that you're able to be as comfortable as you can possibly be and give yourself wholly over to a man, and you don't trust that he can handle his affairs? I mean, how reckless of that, how reckless would you be, right? In order to do that. Shout out to Retta. Facts. Thank you. There is a lesson to be learned. This is indeed it. There's a lesson. See, I'm gonna tell you something, Retta. I don't believe that everything's happening for a reason. I do not believe that. I think that's something that we tell ourselves in order to get past the hurt of things. But I don't believe things happen for a reason. That means that there's some sort of a cosmic there's something cosmic behind it, like it was in the creator's plan. No, sometimes things just happen, right? And so as a man, what can you pull from that? What can you draw from that? You know what I'm saying? How are you able to use these things? Because the world should be a man's playground, but it's also his teacher, because lessons are all around you every day. Every day, there are lessons around you if you just pay attention. And so many times we look at people. I walk past these homeless people every day, Loretta, every single day. Each one of them has a story. There's lessons in their life, right? There's a reason that they're here, right? There's a reason that 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 people have that people are successful. There's a reason. You know what I'm saying? These things aren't by happenstance, Loretta. They really are truly not. Shout out to Loretta. Some things also happen to us just because of disobedience. Great point. A lot of us are extremely disobedient. You know what I'm saying? The creator is showing us one thing. I know that because I've been that way. You're disobedient to his will, so he has to continue to punish you. Oh, since you don't want to listen, okay, let me give it to you again. Oh, you still don't see. Huh, take this. Oh, you really still want to do it your way? Take this one. And so therein lies, we continuously, we want to live according to our will. And then so there you have it. Shout out to Fancy. Hey, Sunshine, Sunshine, where you at? You still in here? Get your tail back in there. Shout out to Loretta. I agree. That's it. It happens to me in my own life. Yes, Loretta, we have to listen. Our biggest problem, I think, as human beings, is that when the Creator gave us free will, it was a great thing, right? However, because we have free will, and y'all notice that animals don't have this problem. This is why they live a very carefree life. It knows every animal, everything else on this planet does exactly what it's designed to do, except man. We are the only ones who cannot truly figure out exactly what we should and should not do. You know what I'm saying? We are often confused. And why is that? Shout out to Fancy. You just clocked. Okay, what you about to do? Where you going? Shout out to Loretta. Hey, fans. Yes. Hey, Loretta, I like my say. I appreciate y'all. And so because we often find ourselves confused and we don't know what to do, we often make bad decisions, right? Therein lies where a man finds himself. And so when you continuously allow a woman to trample over your boundaries, she will, because women do not respect men who do not have boundaries. Women, how can she? If she knows you will, here's what a woman knows. You ladies, stop me if I'm wrong. If you will allow her to trample on your